Hey, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings. And we're going to go ahead into a reading, of course. So we have three random numbers here 1, 6, and 3. Go ahead and pick one of those. We're going to go ahead into a reading for our super emotions little. I don't know. We have a playlist of them. We were going through a series. That's the word I'm looking for, a series. And so we're going to do a recall back to that. I'll probably have it linked at the end of the video with the playlist you can click through. So yes, in this series, what we were doing is looking how we can transmute one emotion into what we want it to be, right? Emotions, call me a water sign, but emotions are very helpful and useful if we use them in the right way. So they're information, right? They're an ever changing river, a flow of energy. And when we hit a big surge of a particular energy that we might not want to resonate with or that is not useful in its current energy, we can temperance card that and create a new element, a new feeling, a new way that we want to express, utilizing the information and the vibration brought in by that emotion that we have. So we're going to go from doubt to willpower. How can we go from feeling very defeated, very Four of Cups or Five of Cups or Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, all those stressful cards in tarot, and move to a place where we feel like the Chariot card, the Seven of Wands, the Six of Wands bouncing back, a strong will, and feeling like the High Priestess, that we can move in all directions, time and space, and have a very healthy mindset to help us move forward and overcome things in mind, spirit, and therefore in body in the physical world. Okay, so go ahead and pick your option here, and I will see you on your timestamp. All right, for those who chose option 1, how can we go ahead and transmute energy and our emotions here from going from doubt to willpower? Like this deck already just wants to be like really messy and do a lot of cards out. Oh my goodness, Six of Wands. One of the cards that's perfect for this. Okay, we got a Six of Wands here. This is saying you gotta allow yourself to get over the hurdles. Now, one thing when you read tarot that's really cool to look at in different decks is to see how the artist depicted like the grouping of the wands. So in one hand, this person has a Four of Wands, and in another hand, they have a Two of Wands. Two of Wands is the card of free will. We're acknowledging our power in the world. We're acknowledging that we can make decisions that we take action on to change things for us. So this means there is something we can do in this situation. Sometimes the way that we change the game is to be the game changer by doing an act of free will. You can change destinies, you can change fortunes, you can change many things and shake things up, and be like, whoa, I didn't know how this outcome could happen, right? Because someone just got up and did something different, and that is the power of being, a being that can interact in the physical world. And then we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about not losing your joy, your celebratory energy. Four of Wands often connects with celebrations and things, but we're celebrating because we decided to, right? So 2, 3, and 4 and the wands are associated with Aries. And Aries is the I did it because I wanted to sign. They're the baby of the zodiac. They started the zodiac off for us because they were just stubborn and curious and just wanted to see what would happen, right? Boom, I'm just going to start off the constellation. So you guys have this vibe here where to reach your willpower and your confidence with this Leo energy here of the Six of Wands, break it down into bite-sized pieces like Aries does. Aries needs small goals that they can control, where they can reassert that they can, make their own decisions, that they can utilize, take on challenges of small tasks, and then build up a greater victory for themselves and a confidence in themselves by tackling all these little mundane things. So by you making decisions to celebrate in life, to make occasions to have joy and success because you plan them, because you want to, with that Four of Wands energy, and you deciding that that has value to it and that your actions do affect things. With the Two of Wands energy here, you will get a triumphant Six of Wands, and this is the card where we bounce back from difficulties. We thrive after the Five of Wands, where we maybe got a little toe up, okay? People were doubting us. They didn't think we were gonna make it. We were the underdog. Okay, it was a very, it was a painful card. Okay, and then we bounced back with the Six of Wands energy. Wow. And I'm also noticing three cats here, and the cat's relating to this fire energy here. So you literally have like the two, three, four of wands, but the cats are more low key. So this lets you know people will join in and get what you're doing as you move along and you decide to do it yourself. Okay. And I love this because literally we have the doubt card reversed now. Do you see, like, doubt cannot, when you are in this energy, doubt just does not want to do. Doubt has red eyes, tired, exhausted. Doubt can't keep up with you. Okay, it's like, where'd you get this energy from? Wait, I can't, you're leaving my vibration. Wait, I thought you were gonna stay up and have insomnia with me. I thought you were gonna be stressed. Why am I stressed alone? What, you don't have anxiety anymore because you have confidence and you believe it in yourselves? Oh my goodness, I'm cracking up because I'm just realizing this card says Karen down here and it's reversed. Okay, the Karens can't even bother you. All right, nothing, you're just victorious. So this is literally, literally giving you the willpower and the doubt cards. So I feel like you guys are having a good foot in the door already. You're already thinking about it as you came to this reading. Yeah, I know that I could change myself. I know that I can make the life I want to have for myself. I just want to hear that extra validation. I just want to have that extra confirmation and encouragement that I can do so. I love it. Yeah, because some of you are like, well, I'm still worried about blockages. Should I listen to my intuition that I can get through these blockages? Yes, because the Six of Wands shows that you're getting through them. It already shows that what are blockages won't be blockages anymore, or what is considered to be a blockage will not be something that is impervious. It will be something you can go around, under, through, just annihilate, open. Okay, and look, it says your blockages occur when you don't celebrate, and that's exactly what I was getting from the Four of Wands. Needing to create opportunities of celebration for yourself so you feel the joy of being alive, because that then reinforces, oh, I am a being, that although I'm mundane and do little human, adulting stuff or whatever, I deserve to trust myself making day-to-day decisions and to build a life for myself that makes me happy. And when I connect to that energy, doubt can't touch me because I feel joy, I feel encouraged, I feel victorious, I feel like, wow, this is a fun life, I feel curious. So the way to get through your blockages is to celebrate yourself to victories, okay? Throw parties for no reason. Again, Four of Wands can be as big as a baby shower or a wedding or graduation, but it can also be as small as saying, oh my goodness, it's kind of almost halfway to springtime. Well, let's do an emoji celebration and chat about that because, woo, it makes me feel good vibes. It can be anything that we want to celebrate, right? Again, Aries card. I'm happy because I want to be right now. I'm going to celebrate myself. Come celebrate me with me. I'll celebrate you too. It's just that kind of vibe, all right? Taking a slice of the pie here. All right. So, other advice here that we have, we'll just go into a little advice here. Some other advice with this pile would be, don't buy into things that you see online too much. Yeah, the buzz, negative buzz. Don't chase trending buzzes, okay? They're trying to really get us with that. And you know that companies actually maneuver algorithms and therefore trends. What are trends and what aren't, right? Companies, you can tell because, like, let's say a big celeb, someone starts calling them out for something, immediately you can tell that their company is like, yo, what do we pay you for? Get us out the trends, or trend some old stuff when people like this, right? So this is saying, follow your intuition, focus on your path and what you're doing and how you want to have a happy life. Don't worry about what everyone else is saying, or if everyone doesn't see that you're happy and see that you're thriving right now. Don't worry about if they are celebrating you or like, hey, don't you see I'm happy? All right, because you have Six of Wands and we have the low key Three of Wands. You have people who want to celebrate you, and you have people who will get that you are having a successful moment when it matters, okay? You do have people that want to see you joyful and happy. So don't stay in doubt with yourself because you're not sure if people are like understanding that you're thriving. You know what I mean? Because if you keep waiting for that validation, most people won't get it until after someone's already happy. And then they're like, whoa, you're really happy? And it's not even personal. It's because maybe they're not happy themselves. So that's a big message here as well. That will help you, okay, as you're claiming this, as you're like, man, it's kind of hard to just make decisions myself and just take action on my own free will. The more and more that you just tune out everyone else's buzz, create your own buzz within yourself, create your own warm, fuzzy feelings, create your own excitement, your own celebratory energy. Again, can't say it enough. That is what's going to just smash your doubt, just like obliterate your doubt. And then you're going to understand your intuition. You're going to understand how your intuition wants to hit. And instead of being dependent and addicted to your technology, to your phone, to your electronics, and like, oh my gosh, I can't feel positive unless I get some energy buzz from whatever junk food, influencer I'm following or whatever, and I have to be plugged in because otherwise I have no meaning in life. A lot of people have that kind of empty feeling, right? Take our phones to the bathroom with us, all this kind of stuff, right? Instead, you're going to be planning your next move. And you're going to be you're like, your hands are full. Like your phone, you forgot it. Because you're over here excited about what you're planning for yourself. And all of that excitement and celebrating your small victories and planning bigger and bigger victories and just joyful things and joyful moments. You don't have time to be worrying about, maybe the times in life where things weren't so happy, or people not understanding that you're happy because you're just so happy being happy. That kind of vibe. So it's going to build upon itself. All right, take those steps and let the positive energies we've talked about here continue to grow. All right, don't force anything, but challenge things. Challenge yourself to feel more joy. Challenge yourself to feel more excitement instead of biting it back and like shame talking it and doubting your excitement. Lean into it. Plan with it, let it lead you, and you're going to see that your intuition actually speaks through warm fuzzies, through excitement, through butterflies, through wow, I can do this. Wow, I want to take on this challenge. Wow, I want to celebrate myself for that. I can see myself being happy if I did that. That's the way your intuition tries to speak to you with this group. Listen to that more than you do doubt. I'm going to go ahead and I feel like we could read it more, but people have been into a little bit shorter readings lately. Look at the algorithms, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and in this one here, if you guys would like longer readings as well, because I know I have a variety of palettes on this channel, let me know in the comments, okay? And let me know by your watch time. All right, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one, group one. Bye. All right, if you chose number 6, let's go ahead and see super emotions. How can we transmute the energy of doubt into the energy of willpower? I want to go to the triumphant state. All right, for group number 6 here, from doubt to willpower. What do we have? The Sun card. Sun card energy here. All right, confidence. Confidence. I love here how we have two people holding hands, or two sides of ourselves going and seeking this deeper confidence. They're not like, oh yeah, I'm just naturally confident and that's how it is, and either you got it or you don't. It's like, no, this is something, even when they're wearing their crown, right? Even when there's support and love here, we still commit to a journey of growing more confidence, knowing who we are, and finding what really gives us our inner strength, right? So it's almost like strength training. This could be physically, emotionally, mentally. And I think that's good to know, right? Because sometimes people think, no, if you either have it in life or you don't, you're either just great and you don't doubt yourself. And that's how, people are really successful. Or you're a doubter like me and you just stress out, right? I think a lot of people say things like that to themselves. And this here is saying, no, like, great minds train themselves. They might have maybe an extra boost of confidence, maybe some of them, but some people have had the biggest insecurities, the biggest doubts, the worst relationships with themselves, and that's when they learn what doesn't work and they grow into knowing how to have healthy confidence with themselves and tap back into that pure energy like children have, where it's just of course I believe in myself. Of course I'm deserving of having a good relationship with myself. Of course I deserve to feel the sun shining, right? Isn't that what we do on this planet, right? So it's okay to build and strengthen that from whatever level of natural confidence, or maybe a natural shyness, or even a bit of cynicism that you might have had, right? Different personalities, different zodiac signs have varying degrees of how much they doubt or believe, how much they're confident or not. So, allowing yourself first to say it's okay to realize that that is a relationship that I build with myself, and that it's something that can be, flex and flow from moment to moment. And it's important for me to schedule time to just work on growing my confidence with myself. That is what's going to lead you to strong willpower and triumphant energy. And it really makes sense because this is a solar plexus card, a Leo card here. And that's exactly where you're going to build a strong willpower, that gut instinct, right? That deep belief in self. That's the energy that you would want to work with, is your solar plexus, right? And then everything else, the heart shines better, the communication gets better, the third eye sees clear, everything builds upon each other, right? The crown opens up, and these things are replenished, as we see here, signs of the higher heart, the crown, the third eye, all those placements I just named are being amplified by them checking in and having a healthy sense of self, a healthy sense of ego, a healthy sense of solar plexus energy and confidence, okay? So if you're someone who thinks, well, no, I'm not supposed to have confidence though, or I'm not supposed to have power. For some of you, the word could be power. And you might worry about that because you see people like they don't have good power. However, you thinking that having power would be a negative thing, it might also be exactly what keeps you in doubt, right? Because then you feel like, I can't trust myself. I don't know how things are going to go. I can't stand up for myself because I don't want to abuse power. I don't want to be arrogant, so therefore I don't let myself be confident. I don't let myself have power, okay? Let's see what we'll have here. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so this says you can absolutely, this is another video I'm about ready to film, actually, is one about are we humble or not, right? And what does that mean for us? What's our relationship with that? It's always good to break down these words and emotions, right? And see what it is. And so this is saying you can absolutely be an empowered person and still be a humble, good person. Six of Pentacles is a wonderful card. It's about equality regardless of, class or finances or racial or anything like that, right? Everybody eats is what I like to call it. Every human being has natural needs, and we should all be taken care of regardless of what current trends say, or politics, or beliefs, or anything. People should have food and shelter, and the same for animals, as you see in this deck, right? So I think here, understanding that, again, I can be a good person and be really confident. I can be a good person and be very empowered. I can be a good person and need to work on being confident, having strong willpower, and having my own back, and having my own sense of self. Some of you, it's difficult for you to have balance with having your sense of self, especially if you're Venusian. With this card here, if you guys have Taurus and Libra in your chart, especially if your moon's in Taurus or Libra, it could be really hard for you to balance some of these things, okay? Or maybe your Venus, if it's in one of those home signs of Taurus or Libra, okay? So let's get a little bit more advice here. I feel like this is so encouraging, though. I think you guys do have a lot of backbone, but maybe you just haven't been utilizing it yet, right? I think when we learn to overcome our fears, that's exactly how you get courage. Like, you don't have courage in something that doesn't scare you. You have courage and bravery only if it's something that scares you, only if it's something that you're not really naturally good at, or it's something you're apprehensive about, right? So that's why we're transmuting emotions. If we transmute it from doubt and fear and worry and I'm scared, I don't think I can do this, to yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can be a great person. Yes, I can help. Yes, I believe in myself, and I'm going to take the steps to learn more and more and balance the scales in my favor of more and more confidence and, good, healthy relationship with myself. Now, all of a sudden, I've gotten rid of doubt and can't do, don't think it's for me, anxiety, fear, stress. And now I'm brave, I'm courageous, right? I'm triumphant. I have excellent willpower. Wow. That's a whole lot of, these are your gains right there. You see all those stars too? You guys need the stickers on the wall. All of your stars here blooming, right? And then you're feeding your spirit more and more and more. It's like you have so many good qualities. This is just one emotion that you're learning to transmute and to accept your greatness in and accept your personal power in. And there's more and more and more that wants to happen. So what it's going to do as you go through this is it's going to ask you to shake up your relationships. And your confidence is going to ask you to let go of bitter endings that didn't work out in your relationships as well. And that can be something that you don't always want to do. Like sometimes we really, really identify with like being burned or being upset with this third party and the ex or whatever it is. So as you go ahead and release doubt, it's going to shake up the role that you've been playing in relationships. There's going to be a real confidence that comes in, not like an inflated, this is what I should have in relationships and this is what I am entitled to. That's kind of like, boastful and semi-woke, but then we fall back into the same, kind of traps, and maybe we don't pick people who respect us and we don't have fulfilling connections. If you fully follow this willpower, right, to a triumphant level, like we're transmuting here with this emotional alchemy, you're going to just full on get rid of that fake kind of backbone that pretends to stand up for itself and then collapses, and then you feel kind of burned and hurt, and we pick the wrong connections and relationships and dwell on them and kind of lick those wounds. And instead, you're going to go into really healthy equal with the Six of Pentacles here and this partnership, the equal bees here working on this beautiful flower, which is a symbol, the sunflower of the solar plexus. You see it thriving, you see your core flourishing, and you're going to go into completely different relationships. So some of you, that's what you're nervous about. You're like, I know if I change, it's going to shift my relationships, and I don't know if I have the willpower to deal with that. And I totally relate to that, right? So some of you, you know that you're a good person, you know you're a giving and loving person, but you might be really afraid, like if I stand up tall and stop serving everybody in my relationships, stop being their servant and maybe serve them some attitude or some boundaries or whatever it is, and take up my full space in confidence, take up my sun energy, my solar energy, will they leave? What's that ending going to look like for me? What does that mean for me on a day-to-day? And you already have that sense, but because of that, you also know how important it is to allow yourself to balance those scales of justice and to allow yourself to have more peace and more respect and more equality in your relationships. And that is where you, like, getting rid of that doubt of like, well, what if I don't make any friends? Then if I get rid of the friends who misuse me, what if I never am able to make my own family if these family members walk away once I ask for real respect? Those are all the questions that create doubt, right? What is my career going to look like if I don't just let myself be misused? Things of that nature, okay? It can even be, well, I have power now, but if I treat others as equals, where's my power going to be then, right? So some of you could be on that hand where you're like, I don't know what this reading is talking about. I have a lot of power, but that could be where you might need to balance from the other side. Okay, we might be utilizing other people's power tripping. So over our children, over those who we date, over our employees, whoever it is, our friend group. So this is saying, yes, once we get rid of this false self, we'll get rid of so many doubts, right? Because anybody who doesn't use power right, they have doubts. They're full of doubts, right? Mean click kind of people, that's all they are, is doubts. They're so insecure, and that's why they act that way and take other people's solar plexus, right? So once we get rid of that though, then we finally have a healthy self, and we finally have healthy connections. We finally have just balances, good energy coming. And Six of Pentacles means whenever you have lack or there's something that you need, you get your blessing, you get help, you get aid, you get support. So instead of being left, alone like that Four of Pentacles Scrooge things, you actually end up having love and respect and support from others. And we know how bees get down. They have each other's back, right? So there's that energy as well. A new portal of energy. So they said, be brave, okay? Be brave to get this triumphant energy. Be courageous in pushing yourself to have true equality and to have good boundaries in your connections and relationships, and to get rid of those that aren't working for you. Get rid of those roles within yourself that is too much the martyr, or asking someone else to serve too much, whatever it is, because those things don't serve you. And then a whole new portal of opportunity, and we have your mind change right there with visionary. You see the glow on the willpower? Boom, you got it. And it's going to be instant rewards, instant benefits, and instant, goodness for you and those around you as well. So that's what I'm seeing for your read. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose group 3, I just had 25 here on our time. That's probably going to be your timestamp if I catch it exactly when I play it back. Let's go ahead and see how to transmute doubt into willpower, into triumph, okay? For those who chose the, a lot of them flipped over, there we go. Who chose the 3? Transmuting, emotional alchemy here. Oh, Queen of Cups. I love it. I feel like I don't see the Queen of Cups from this deck as much, so I love that. Queen of Cups here, different vibe. So cute. Look at this tiger posing. You see the leg, okay? You see the cuteness. All right, so Queen of Cups. Wow. Water signs are very willful. Now you think of water, right? Water can cut through stone, but water can almost go with the flow too much, right? It can fill any vessel sometimes too much, or just be like, oh, so we're just going through the cycles of like evaporating and then raining. Okay, I guess that's what we do. And water can become very programmed by others' energy around. So you guys can be very led by your emotions, and that's what can get you stuck in doubt. You're like, oh, I'm supposed to doubt myself. Oh, I'm supposed to be sad right now. Oh, okay. Let me boop boop boop. Let me plug that into my programming, right? So for this group, you want to make sure that you're able to balance what you feel with who you are a little better. We have the tiger. Tiger carries lunar and solar energies. Both of the previous groups had a lot of solar energy as their guide for willpower, which makes sense. The chariot card is a card of Cancer, but it has a lot of solar symbolism in it too, with the lions, the sphinx, and all of this. It does have this duality just like tiger, so water, fire energy. So I definitely see that you guys could go from that doubt to get into that kind of chariot energy of willpower that we're trying to get into 100%. This is a Queen of Cups who is up and walking and moving forward, directing their energy, right? But still kind of being led about by the cups and the emotions, and still like doing like bubble divination. Like, okay, I'm still divining by my emotional, changes from moment to moment. Oh, that bubble burst in my face, okay? So here we want to still detach a little bit more from emotions. And guide them a little bit more, right? Because what does water do? You can heat water up. You can tell water to freeze. You can also program water, literally on a quantum level, on a scientific level. I've shown that often. I have a whole oracle deck about it with Dr. Emoto's work, that water actually changes when you bless it, when you speak words of it, the crystalline structure changes, right? So all snowflakes are different, that kind of thing, literally. So water can be influenced in a healthy way. Our emotions can be charged as what we want them to be. And that is a very powerful thing to start training your mind and your energy to, which is exactly why you were drawn to this reading. So going back to the solar dynamic, you want to train your this watery emotional, empathic energy that you have, this sensitive, psychic, creative artist energy that you have, this nurturing vibe, to be more dynamic and stubborn with creating the change, kind of the river cutting through the land, versus accepting what you're supposed to feel from situations and others, okay? Sometimes with Queen of Cups energy, we can be so afraid to like lose our psychic intuition, or like lose our position as like the mom friend or the nurturer or the nice one, that we're afraid to be the one who changes and affects things. But the Queen of Cups is often associated with Cancer, and Cancer is a cardinal sign, just like Cancer rules the Chariot card, right? And Cancer, cardinal signs are go getters. They start their season, right? So Aries starts the zodiac, Cancer starts summer solstice. They actually are pretty big game changers in a lot of things. And Cancer is one of those signs, yes, they seem to be so overwhelmed with emotions. They're the most emotional sign of the zodiac. Pisces might be the sensitive, but Cancers are emotional, right? They seem so emotional, you're like, how can you get anything done? But as soon as they're ready to get something done, they're like a Capricorn, like they are business, they will get it done. So you guys definitely can direct your emotions better. You can definitely provide the right vessels and the right focus points for your emotions and channel them better and be less influenced by everything that's around you. Oh, this is how you've always been. Oh, this is how mom felt, so this is how you're going to feel. Oh, this is, all that kind of programming. You got to let that go more. You got to shed it. You got to let it, visualize it flowing past you in the river, but not being your river of emotions and not being something that you have to get frozen and stuck into. All right. You got to de-thaw a little bit as well. You also have to let anything that's perceived as a failure kind of pop like a bubble and not be something that you feel sticks to you. Okay, you don't want to be stuck in the mud. So anything water visualizations is very powerful for you guys, and I'm actually wanting water so badly right now. I'm gonna take a drink of water. All right, I'm gonna pull another one. Ace of Swords reverse. Yep, that's the whole thing. This group, you can really help get out of doubt by visualization, by energy controlling yourself, by catching yourself and saying, nope, we're not listening to sad songs and doubting songs and, oh, isn't the world cynical songs when we're feeling doubt. We're going to go ahead and we need to get into our own minds better. We need to we need to get a different vehicle, a different vessel, a different cup, because our water and emotions will take the form of whichever vessel we put it into, right? If we put it into a leaky bucket, we're going to be crying around, sad and depressed and full of doubt. And nothing else because the bucket's empty. If we, put it into a sacred chalice, now guess what? Our emotions start reflecting it. And so that's how you can use your emotionality, your spiritual energy, and your intuition in a very positive way. You guys could literally, just by putting yourself around the type of thinking, the type of messages, the type of environment, and the type of visuals that you want, you will start matching that even to your physical outward appearance for this group, because you're very chameleon. You definitely tend to start reflecting. It's like if you look in the background here, there's tons of eyes on the paintings and stuff on the wall. And then you notice this person, like their headdress starts mimicking that. And they start like becoming in their style, like this energy of what's around them on the wall. The writing's on the wall, right? Also for this group, I think taking out certain vocabulary for you can be something that's very empowering and very game-changing for you as well. So continue to decolonize your communication, your word choices, things of that nature. It can be very personal to you. Maybe to someone else, it's not a big deal, but for you to not use certain language or to use certain language is something that can be very powerful. What you omit is just as strong as what you do say to yourself at this time as well. What you don't listen to can be just as powerful as what you do listen to for this group. All right. You guys have to talk yourself into it, but I feel like once you really get going, talking yourself into something, if you get out of your feelings and out of your head, it's like you can handle anything. You really can. Like you're the kind of person, if you tell yourself you have great willpower, pretty soon you'll have good willpower. Like by the end of the week, you like have spectacular willpower. All right. Others are like, this is sickening. You don't have to do push-ups or nothing. Suddenly you just have great willpower. Future. Oh, and look, watching your words. What do we have here? A genie's lamp. And we know with the jinn, they're all about that, right? Watch your sacred contracts. Watch how you word your questions. A lot of people do that with tarot readings. They forget the way they actually worded a question and they just start interpreting the answer as, in a way to hurt their own feelings or as what they want it to be, and they forget to put the answer back within what the question was. Right? So you have to know how you're speaking to the universe. You have to know what you're actually saying and communicating to others, okay? Yeah. But this looks like it's kind of a cakewalk. Because you guys are so good at emotions and because your emotions can rule your head, if you just channel your emotions to what you want and follow a true, heart point, align them with a good heart point, the rest ends up being rather entertaining to the spirit world. I don't feel like the spirit world's too worried about you guys at all. I feel like they're just waiting for you to align a little better with the honey jars here. Honey actually shows like a DNA imprint in it, so you can tell batches of honey that like if honey comes from the same batch, because when you, I think it's like when you swirl it or something, there's a design that will show up in the structure of the honey. You guys have a lot about like things showing up, like the energies and metaphysics showing up in the actual physical structure of things. So definitely, it's kind of like you are what you eat, you are what you think, you are the energies that you see around yourself to mimic. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I feel like you're gonna find your like vibrations very easily. So I don't feel like the spiritual world's worried about you not being able to come out of doubt. It's just you realizing and having that aha moment that like, wow, my emotions don't have to rule me. My moods don't actually have to rule me. Like, I can get out of this. I can get to the point where something clicks and I have a better mindset. And I just need to continue to pull myself out of that with focusing my thought and my communication and reprogramming myself, giving myself other stimuli to focus on. And then I'll see these wishes coming true and I'll be able to see my future. I'll be much happier, right? And again, we did say, visuals, things you hear, you're listening to. So your entertainment as well is very important at this time. Watch what you're watching. Okay, watch your watch list right now. Don't just go with the recommends. We can be very targeted. And when it comes to like social media and like what we're recommended to watch and things like that, like big companies are just playing games with us. Like they're just trying to say, oh, can we get you to click on this? If we show you these random three symbols in your suggested videos, will you suddenly get a craving to go eat celery? This is literally what they do, right? It's like these like weird mind games and like collective test and changing the mood of things, all this kind of stuff, right? So this is saying like know what is influencing you. If at this time, with these energies, maybe you don't like need to watch horror movies at this time, or maybe you feel bad if you're overly focusing on wedding content or something like that. So try to get rid of what leads you to doomsday thinking and doubt and stress, and instead lean into things that make you feel encouraged, that make you feel like you have a beautiful future that you're aligning and marrying up with, and a positive kind of feedback towards yourself. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. They're also saying don't focus too much on sensuality, sexuality. Am I the perfect partner? Am I partnership material? All these partnership questions. I feel like that's going to take care of itself if you're in a healthy mind state. So focus on being healthy you. And once you're in that energy and your willpower is very strong, you'll pick very good connections for yourself. And I don't think it's going to be a problem. But yeah, just focus on where you're channeling your energy. Some of you, it's not that you're not focusing on what you want, you're overly focusing your energy, and then it's pooling, and it's like Four of Pentacles or Four of Cups saying it's getting very pouty, it's getting kind of stressful, demanding. It's almost like a Queen of Cups reverse. I want to throw a tantrum in this energy. I want what I want. Give it to me, wow, wow, wow. That's not what we're going for. We're not going for I'm focusing on it, but I'm throwing a tantrum because I manifested it. So give it to me now. Veruca Salt, right? From Willy Wonka. No, that's not what we're going for. So we're going for a healthy, like we're truly creating ourselves. We're having respect to the genie. We're having respect to the spiritual world, but we're able to pull ourselves together and be healthy and, have constructive interaction, feedback, and we create as we speak, and we follow through with this willpower on the chariots on a path, right? They're all about action in the chariot card. So that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, went in a little deeper for each of these piles. I trust it was helpful. Thank you to our good spirit crews for coming through, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.